Well, hello, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us today. I know it's been a busy month with kids getting back to school. I can attest to that, but this is such an important topic as we talk about crime in our communities and what we can do proactively to fight back against that together. And you will note that the folks standing behind me not all have on a uniform. And that is the theme of today's press conference, because it is not just law enforcement that has to stand up, be brave, engage, and push back against violent criminals that want to prey on our communities. And so today, as Attorney General, with business leaders, community leaders, law enforcement, we are asking Floridians to help us. We are enlisting their help and support in pushing back on violent criminals that are preying on our communities. With me today is Ned Bowman. To my far left, he is the Executive Director of the Florida Petroleum Marketers Association. Kelly McLaren is with us. Not only is she with Florida Crime Stoppers, she is also the head honcho of Tampa Bay Crime Stoppers, the Executive Director. We're honored to have her with us. And of course, a man that needs no introduction, our beloved Sheriff Chad Chronister here in Hillsborough County. You may know that across the nation, in some of our larger metropolitan areas, we are seeing a surge in violent crime, including homicides. And while thankfully in Florida we are experiencing a 50-year overall crime low, we are not immune to the trends of increasing homicides and violent crimes in some of our metropolitan areas. And recognizing that, at the Attorney General's office, in partnerships with leaders across the state, we have been proactive in seeking the help of Floridians in saying we will not tolerate that in Florida, and we will do everything within our power to work together towards a stronger, safer Florida. And so a year ago, we announced the first of its kind in the nation, a statewide anonymous crime reporting tip line. Star Tips. Very easy to remember. We were very excited to announce that. That was our way of taking what is normally many, many districts unique in their own communities of Florida Crime Stoppers, making that one unified number so that you could be anywhere in the state, and if you knew about crime that was affecting us, you could report that easily. We followed that up with increasing the award money for tips that lead to convictions on homicide cases to almost $10,000. We nearly doubled that award money. And today, I am excited to announce a new partnership. And this is in an effort to ensure that all of our communities understand how they can be a part of fighting back against violent crime in their neighborhood. And I am today with the Florida Petroleum Marketers Association to announce a partnership in which we will put information regarding anonymous reporting of crime in nearly 7,000 convenience stores across the state of Florida. We were talking before today's press conference, and really convenience stores that are within communities bring together all kinds of folks every day. I think one of the numbers that was just told to me was in one convenience store, they will see over 1,000 people in one convenience store in one day. So think about how many people will now see how to report anonymously crime that can help law enforcement as they pursue some of these violent offenders who have no regard for the success or prosperity of their community. They simply want to destroy, disrupt, and violate fellow community members for their own profit or gain. And this evil cannot allow to continue to exist within Florida communities. And the only way we will root that out is if Floridians come together, help law enforcement in their efforts, and help us go after these specific individuals that are causing crime rates to increase within Florida communities. And so today I'm so proud to announce this new partnership, along with the 7,000 stores that will now offer information and display information on Star Tips, the anonymous crime reporting app. We also announce the launch of an app. So anyone can download this free app to their phone and anonymously report crime when they see it. You only have to search up Florida Crime Stoppers. That app will come up. You download the app, and anywhere you are, in the state or otherwise, you can report crime anonymously. Understand that these violent crime trends across our nation must be stopped. We cannot allow this to get under control. We must be diligent, proactive, and enlist the help of our community members. That's what we are doing today. My office will continue to do that. We know from our experience, I know from being a prosecutor, from being a judge, and now as the Attorney General, the only way we see efforts and become successful is if we work together and are diligent and we do not take our eye off the ball, and we will not do that here in Florida. So thank you very much for being here with us today to shine a light on some things that we're seeing in our community and how Floridians can assist us in pushing back against violent criminal offenders. And now we're going to let Ned Bowman come up and offer some words on the partnership.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here. Thank you very much for your vision and what you've done. Our members have a motto that's inside every convenience store, and it's neighbors serving neighbors. And this is just a piece of it to go along the way. We're looking forward to this. We're going to have it behind the counter and on the doors so people can see this. It's very important. We have, as a convenience store industry across the country, has done a lot with human trafficking, and we look forward to doing this with Star Tips. It's a great program. We're looking forward to it. Our members are excited about it, and we should have this out to approximately 7,000 convenience stores hopefully by the end of the year, and hopefully we'll run out of these stickers and we'll have to reorder a lot more of them. So thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. Thank you for all you do.
Thank you, General Moody, for your leadership and your support in our efforts. Thank you to the Florida Petroleum Association and its members for being a stakeholder in this partnership. Crime Stoppers' goal is to help make our communities a safe place to live, work, and raise a family. We can do that if community members want to get involved. Through Star Tips and through the Florida Crime Stoppers app, you can report vital information that you have that will ultimately assist law enforcement with solving these crimes, the violent crimes, anonymously. We do not want to know your name. We just want to know the information that you have so we can pass that on to law enforcement to help make our communities safer. Through these partnerships, I know that we can do it together, and I know that we can make a difference. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Getting that information to a law enforcement agency, one of the biggest obstacles that an individual faces is jurisdictional boundaries. This app removes that obstacle and gets that much needed information directly to the law enforcement agency responsible for investigating that crime quickly. This is critical. I, along with all Florida law enforcement, are extremely grateful that we have an Attorney General that is so innovative, that continues to place such a strong focus on utilizing technology to solve crimes. General Moody, your tireless efforts and your thinking outside of the box philosophy continues to keep our Florida community safe. Thank you.
If you take away one thing from today, if you are a Floridian and you have information about a crime, especially a violent crime, if you know of someone in your community that is dangerous, that has harmed others, that is preying on your community, that is a negative influence and is in no way positively affecting your community, if you sit on information that you have, we've taken away all barriers there may be. It doesn't matter if you know who to call, which agency. You don't even have to meet with a police officer. You can anonymously report it. We have taken away every barrier. But if you know of a violent offender in your community, if you know of a crime that has occurred and you don't share that information, if that person goes on to harm others, that's on you. Share that information with law enforcement. If you don't trust the police or you are skeptical of them, it doesn't matter. You don't even have to meet with them. call ** tips from anywhere in the state from your cell phone, you can get that information anonymously to the right law enforcement jurisdiction. Download our new Florida Crime Stoppers app free of charge. Report that information. You never even have to meet with a law enforcement officer. And now, thanks to our office, if your information provides a successful arrest or prosecution, you're eligible for an increased award. You don't have to take the award. Shockingly, most people don't even want it. They want to do the right thing. But you're even eligible for an award now. Be a responsible Florida citizen. Share information with our law enforcement so we can help keep our communities safe. That's the only way we'll be effective at pushing back against violent crime in the state of Florida. And as Florida's Attorney General, I am committed. I will remain diligent in coming up with new, innovative ways, methods, partnerships to fight back against violent crime in our communities. And I implore and encourage Floridians to assist us in these efforts. Thank you very much for being with us today, and I'd be happy to take any questions that you may have.
Attorney General Moody, Florida Politics this morning is reporting that parents from 7 counties, including Hillsborough and Pasco, are suing the state. Their children suffer from disabilities such as autism, immunodeficiencies, Down syndrome, over the school mask mandate ban. Is the state prepared to defend itself and that policy against parents who are, as they say here, they believe the policy may be deadly for their kids with disabilities who are immunocompromised?
Well, let me start by saying, as a parent myself, I am thankful we have a governor who is allowing parents to make a choice as what is best for their children and their individual circumstances, balancing obviously the concern for the health and safety of our students, but with parents' abilities to make choices for what's best in the interests of their children. I don't want to talk too much about the legalities of any suits because my office may be involved with that, so I try to be limited in public comments so that I'm not litigating in a public forum. But certainly, as requested, we'll be prepared to defend suits.
Another question for you.
Let me take one over here, please.
Assurances to people that do see crimes, because obviously the concern is, he lives in my neighborhood, or she lives in my neighborhood, or that's a gang and close to where I live. What assurances do you give to the general public that their phone number or whatever will not be shown?
That is a great question, and if you can tell from our comments today, that is specifically why we've tried to be creative in coming up with separate ways outside of the purview of law enforcement to anonymously report information. In fact, that is the primary mission and goal of Florida Crime Stoppers and the individual Crime Stoppers in our community. They are separate from law enforcement. All they do is take information, compile that information, make sure that's given to the right jurisdiction and law enforcement agency, and reward money when folks request it. Not everybody does. If that becomes a successful tip. And I'm going to let the sheriff talk to this because I think it's important for folks to hear from them that this is totally anonymous, and if folks do not want their information shared, they will never know.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest factor we're relaying here today is the convenience, getting that information directly to a law enforcement agency that's responsible for investigating that crime quickly, but also is the anonymous nature of reporting this. There's no information that is captured through the app unless you wish to provide it, if you wish to capture that reward. Other than that, like that's been said at several times throughout today's press conference, there's no information recorded. They're not capturing your IP address, your phone number. It's only if you wish to fill in that information, have it completed because you wish to be contacted. That's what I've always loved about Crime Stoppers, is regardless of your relationship with law enforcement, this app, Crime Stoppers, doesn't depend on that relationship. You're just being that good citizen for whatever your motive may be. Pass along that information. You don't have to have any contact with law enforcement or any individual at all unless you wish to. Then you check the box, please contact me. And that's what I think the benefit of this app is that Crime Stoppers and the Attorney General's office has worked on.
Attorney General, I spoke with a lot of Floridians who are very glad that the state went after the CDC and its policy that effectively shut down the cruise industry for more than a year. But I spoke with some of those same people, including a lot of Republicans who are business owners, and they say they want to be able to run their business the way they want to. They're upset about the vaccine passports because if they want to be able to require vaccines for their customers, they believe they should. Why is the state imposing intrusive government regulations on business owners who want to be free to run their business?
Well, let me talk to my participation, certainly, and I appreciate you letting me know that Floridians were excited to hear of our success in the cruise line case. My office, when confronted with the fact that we had a federal government shutting down an entire industry, thought it was extraordinarily important for the success of Florida to push back on that unlawful shutdown of a vital industry to the success of our state. As you know, the cruise industry brings in almost $9 billion annually to Florida. And so, you know, seeing the unreasonable, overreaching shutdown of this industry was unacceptable. And so my office pushed back. We were successful in those efforts. I think every Floridian agreed that needed to be done. In fact, even the federal judge said that such a shutdown was unprecedented, breathtaking, authoritarian. These were words that the judge used. And so respecting Florida and its ability to thrive and its ability to, while protecting the health and safety of its residents, ensure that folks could earn a living and that our state continued to thrive and prosper, that was so important. We're so proud of that action and that success. A second step, obviously, will be in what parameters now private individuals or businesses may take actions. I'm not going to speak for, orders from the governor's office other than to say we're not representing the governor's office, and that's being litigated as we speak.
Last question.
All right. Thank you very much.